So, yeah. And back deep is Jake Rosenberry and also Jonathan Bloom for the Black Raiders of Sioux City East to receive this kickoff as we're getting ready for the start of quarterfinal action here, Class 4A. The winner moves on, the loser, their season is over, and we're set to go. Savon Cole will kick it off for the Little Cyclones. And he is set. And here comes the kick. We're underway. It's a good high kick down the middle, taken over by Rosenberry. He's up to the 20, 25 to the 30, and he's not going to quite make the 30 as they'll pull him down there. And they'll send Britt Jarvik out wide to the right, a slot on the right, and two backs in the backfield. Rosenberry. And there's the handoff to the deep back. He's hit immediately for maybe a yard, if that, if he got back to line of scrimmage. And that'll bring up second down and 9. Rosenberry to the slot on the right. Bloom is one of the backs in the backfield. Two backs in the backfield, I formation. The slot to the right. There's the fake inside, and he's going to be tripped up after a pickup of a couple. Get across the 34, well, we'll call it right about the 34-yard line. What'll bring up third down and about 6 yards to go. Rosenberry, the fullback. Jonathan Bloom, the tailback. Two receivers split wide to the right. Third down and 5, ball at the 33. He's calling the signals, dropping back, handing off to the deep back. He prowls up, and he's going to be close, but we'll see. I don't think he has got the first down. He's going to be a little short, depending on where they mark it here. Yeah, they moved it back, so in high school, and they're going to stretch it out, and he's going to be nope, he's going to have it. About to say just short, but it looks like the nose of the football just touching the end of that stick out there. They'll come out with Rosenberry, the fullback, Bloom, the tailback. Slot to the left, Jarvik the far side. There's a handoff, deep back, and he's going to be stacked up with the line, maybe get a yard, up just across the 40. That was Jonathan Bloom, the tailback, and gets up a little slow. He's a pretty good-sized kid, though, too. We send Jarvik wide to the left. Eye in the backfield, slot on the left side for Cruzy. Under center, drops back, inside handoff coming the other way from the slot, and he stumbles up, gets close to the first down. And they've obviously done some scouting and seen that play work against Ames earlier this season. And a receiver wide to the left and one wide to the right. Jarvik to the right, Asen to the left. Eye in the backfield. Cruz drops back, gives it to the tailback. He'll plow over the right side, gets stacked up, and we'll see if it's forward progress. No, they're going to mark him back about the line of scrimmage, looks like. So they didn't give him much on that. Stretch him out again, and this time it's going to be just an inch. I got the binoculars on that, and it's just shy. Now they put it back down, and the referee will step back and look at it. I don't know what he's looking at, taking so long. Now he gives them the first down as they reset it. So there must have been a kink in their chain. To the east at their own 48-yard line. Now they move a guy over to the right side, and there's a flag down. As he put his hand down, and then he came back up, didn't he? Yep. He's out wide to the left. Two receivers to the left, two backs in the backfield, Rosenberry and Bloom. He's dropping straight back, looking to his left, throws it out there in the flat, way over the head of the receiver. So now it's 2nd and 15 with their first pass, and they go with the slot to the left, wide receiver to the left, two backs in the backfield. And the inside handoff again, and it's stacked up immediately. Savon Cole, or excuse me, Chad Spencer was there. Play for the Ames High defense. A receiver split to each side for Cruzy. He's under center with two backs in the eye behind him. He drops straight back. He looks for the screen over on the left side. Now throws it across the middle. It's up there and knocked away, and it's going to bring up a fourth down. Good. Brings up a fourth down in 16. The ball on the 43 of Sioux City East. Dustin Avey will drop back to receive the punt. Mike Burrell will drop back to kick, takes the snap, gets a good foot into it, and it's going to go over to the right side away from Avey. Bounces around and is going to roll out of bounds about the 24, so they got a good final hop there as it hopped back toward the other way for the Little Cyclones, and they'll take over on their initial possession of the ball game. No score here early on. Dar Danielson and Jim Anfer on 14:30 KSI. 6:44 to go. Avey splits out wide to the left side and a receiver to the right, and right up the middle goes Stevermer on the keeper, and he'll put Fontaine comes in for Charter. Fontaine will go in the slot on the left. Avey the slot or wide to the right side. Two backs in the backfield for Stevermer. There's a handoff to Loney, looking for room, cuts it up and spins around across the 30 over the left side, and he'll be about 3 yards short of the first down. Charter in the slot on the left, Avey wide to the right, Terry and Loney in the backfield, and looks like Sioux City East jumped, and if they did, that'll be a first down by penalty for Little Cyclones. And that is going to be the signal. Offside Sioux City East. Avey comes out wide to the right side. Charter in the slot on the left. There's the fake. Rolling to his right is Stevermer. Looking downfield, he's got Charter. Throws it short. Almost picked off as he threw it a little behind Charter. And Bob Engelland was out there on the coverage and almost picked that off, but it was also a little behind him. Comes in. He goes wide to the right along with Avey. Charter wide to the left. Dropping straight back. The handoff to Fontaine up the middle, and he'll pick up about 3 yards. And that'll bring up third down and long for the Little Cyclones. Avey comes wide to the left. Hanson and Charter wide to the right. Burrow, the tight end, on the right side. Single back in the backfield for Little Cyclones. Stevermer under center. Drops straight back. Looks out to Avey. Has him wide open at the 50. Makes a move. Cuts it up to the 45 and is pulled out of bounds by Engelland at about the 42-yard line, 43-yard line. Good open field tackle, but Avey gets enough for the first down. Cyclones come out. They'll send Avey wide to the right. Charter will go in the slot on the left. Terry and Loney in the backfield for Little Cyclones. Stevermer calling the signals. There's a handoff inside to Terry. Breaks through. He's still going down to the 30. Inside the 30 to the 26-yard line, and everybody really fooled by Stevermer that time. And yeah, if he's not, he made honorable mention all conference. He should have been on the first or second team. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. There's a quick pass slant to Avey at the 20. Cuts inside the 15, 10. Spins around, pulled down at the 10-yard line. First and 10, just outside the 10-yard line for the Little Cyclones. Out with Loney and Terry in the backfield. Charter in the slot on the left. Avey wide to the right side. First and 10, ball just shy of the 10-yard line of Sioux City East. Under center. There's a handoff to Terry, and he's pounding, continues to go. He bowls over down to around the 6 or 7-yard line. Down here. Jake Hansen is in. They send him and Charter wide to the right. Burrow's the tight end on the right side. Fontaine the sole back in the backfield. Stevermer drops straight back, looking to his right, rolling to his right, looking in the end zone. He decides to run, cuts it upfield, spins around, and he's down close. Touchdown! In for the touchdown. Scott Stevermer with 2:54 to go. 8-yard run. The Little Cyclones are on top. Everybody out to the right side, and Stevermer, that's his 11th rushing touchdown of the season. Ames will go for 2 here. They come out with Avey in the slot on the left. He goes in motion across the formation. Stevermer rolling to his right, looking in the end zone, hits Avey. It's good for the 2-point conversion. Diving catch by Avey at the pylon is good. Ames is up 8-0. The kickoff after this, you're listening to Little Cyclone football on 1430 KSI. Here's the kickoff. The Little Cyclones up 8-0. It's taken at the 9-yard line by Bloom. He looks over to the left side and spins up across the 15, almost to the 20-yard line, where he'll be pulled down. Good coverage by the Little Cyclones. As Ames kicks off, leading here 8-0. Barry the fullback. The tailback is Jonathan Bloom for East. The slot on the left side, I believe, is Shonrock, and they have a receiver wide to the left. Shonrock goes in motion from left to right. There's a handoff to the deep back, and he's hit and ripped down by Loney coming up on coverage. And Loney, ball game. They send Cosson wide to the right, and Jarvik, I believe, wide to the left. Two backs in the backfield. Dropping back, and there's a handoff inside, and he's stacked up immediately in there. Is Rosenberry, and the running room inside is not coming very easily for East. They send a receiver to each side. Go to the I formation now in the backfield. There's a fake to the up back, looking across to the tight end, and he makes a great catch. And Avey brings him down, but a great catch by Schonrock. As it was out there in the tips of his hands, he stopped it and threw to the slot this time. It'll be Rosenberry and Bloom in the backfield. Receiver wide to the right. Sioux City East goes down. Schonrock goes in motion from right to left across the formation. Pitch back to the tailback, Rosenberry, and he's get hit hard, or Schonrock rather, excuse me, Bloom gets the pitch, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. And it'll be no gain. They send a receiver, Asen wide to the left. It'll be Britt Jarvik wide to the right. And I in the backfield, dropping back, rolling to his right, looking out there for the tight end, almost picked off, but Schonrock has it. He's got one man to beat, he gets a block, and now Avey pulls him down. But Ames went for the interception instead of making the play on the ball, and Schonrock caught it, and you can't let him get loose in the open field. So has the ball driving on the Ames 35. They send Asen and Jarvik wide to the right. There's a fake, there's a reverse handoff inside. He's hit in the backfield and brought down. Good read on the play by Hoiberg, and he makes the tackle in the backfield. Cosson and Jarvik go wide to the left. They have Rosenberry and Bloom in the backfield in the I formation, a receiver to the right. Dropping back, fakes the throw out there. Now dropping back, looking for the screen, and he's going to be hit as he throws it away. And there could almost been a flag on that, but they call it incomplete. Key third down now for Sioux City East, 3rd and 12 at the 37. They send a receiver wide to the left side. I formation in the backfield. Cruz under center, rolls down, fakes the handoff, looking deep. He has Asen out there, and he can't make the catch. Loses it through his hands as he comes down, and the coverage out there was Loney. On the coverage, it'll bring up 4th and 12, the ball at the 37, and you go. Be about a 54-yarder if he tried to kick it. 11:06 to go here in the first half. Ames leading 8-0. Here's the snap. Good high kick driving Avey back. He calls a fair catch. It's going to bounce into the end zone, and Ames gets a break there. They'll take over. 1st and 10 at the 20, leading 8. They come out in the one-back set with Hansen and Charter wide to the right, Avey wide to the left, Fonfeng, the sole back in the backfield. There's a handoff to Fonfeng over the right side, cuts it up, still going. Good second effort. He picks up another yard across the 25 to the 26, and that's a good pickup on first down. 10.5 minutes and counting here. Ames will come out in the same formation, but Loney brings in the play and is the sole back in the backfield this time. Under center is Stevermer. He drops back and fakes the handoff. He'll take it over the right side on the bootleg, up across the 35 and out of bounds at the 36 for the first down. And again, those benches come into play as the Sioux City East player runs into one of the benches on the Ames sideline. But knocked, didn't he? Yeah. Ames comes out again in the single back formation. Avey wide to the left, Charter and Jake Hansen wide to the right. Loney's the back in the backfield. Straight back, there's a pass out to Avey. He goes up for it and can't come down with it. And Hansen and Charter wide to the right, Avey wide to the left. Single back in the backfield for Stevermer. Calls the signals. There's a handoff to Loney. Breaks outside to the 40, 45, 50. Cuts it back inside to the 45 and is ripped down out of bounds. Takes 3 of them, though, to get him down, and it's a first down for the little Cyclones. And Matt Loney has been running. I haven't seen anybody run this hard in the last 2 games that he's been running. And they 2 receivers, Hansen and in Charter wide to the right. Dropping straight back is Stevermer. Slips, now throws it deep. He's got Avey. A step on the defender. Avey makes the catch. And then he drops it. You say it came out as he hit the ground. There was a lot of pushing going on back there. Went back and he couldn't get his feet set right away to throw it immediately. Same formation, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Loney, the single back in the backfield. Straight back, there's a handoff to Loney up the middle. He gets to the 40, and he's going to be stacked up, pick up about 3 yards. Then Hansen and Charter wide to the left. Avey wide to the right. Burrows the tight end on the left side. Single back in the backfield, Fang, and there's a movement, and there's going to be a flag down. And did Ames jump? I think they did. Motion on Ames. Back edge of the ball was on the inside of the 40, and they moved it back and put the middle of the ball on the 45 on the 5-yard penalty. 2 receivers to the right, Avey and Charter. 1 to the left is Hansen. Rolling to his right, looking downfield. Stevenmer under pressure, throws it out there for Burrow. He has it at the 30, and they're going to call it a catch. Yes, they are. It'll be a first down at the 30-yard line. Once again, no, I wasn't either. Just long enough. 1st and 10, the ball at the 30. They'll go tight formation with the slot on the left. Terry back in the ball game along with Loney. Double backs, and there's a handoff to Loney over the left side. He's got a blocker. Cale Doyle slips down to the 25, down to the 22-yard line. Pickup of about 8 for Loney. Cale Doyle pulling out there and blocking, leading the way for him. 3 at the 23. They send Avey wide to the left. 2 backs in the backfield. Split backs for Stevenmer. Down the line, handoff to Terry, right over the right side, and he's going to be close to the first down, just about to the 20-yard line. Fang comes in. Loney and Charter come out. They'll send Avey wide to the left. Terry and Fang in the backfield. Split backs for Little Cyclones. Stevenmer under center. Down the line, and he hands off to Terry, and he'll be in for the first down. Picks up about 3 yards on the play. Counting here in the first period. They'll send Fang to the slot on the left. Burrows the tight end on the left. Avey wide to the right. Terry and Loney in the backfield. Stevenmer under center. Drops back, hands it to Loney over the left side. Cale Doyle pulls, cuts it up inside, down to the 10. Inside the 10, down to about the 7-yard line. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Little Cyclones.
7 yards and 9 plays. This one, they started on their own 20.
Goes just shy.
Ames fans are a little disappointed.
From in close. Charter back in. He'll go to the slot on the right side. Avey wide to the left. Terry and Loney in the backfield for Scott Stevenmer. And up the middle goes Stevenmer on the sneak. And he'll get down to the 5, and more than enough for the first down for Ames. It'll be 1st and goal to go about the 5-yard line. 6-yard line. Ames comes out with Avey wide to the right. Slot on the left side. Stevenmer under center. Dropping back, hands off. No, keeps it. Going to the right side. He's got a blocker out there. Cuts it upfield, looks to pass. Now he throws it in the end zone. It's slapped away at the back of the end zone. And there's a flag down out there. And Lyman downfield, yeah.
He should have kept the ball that time. He had a better chance of getting in the end zone.
He was trying to decide whether to cut it up or not, and I think the lineman thought he was going to drive in. Of course, you get 5 yards there, don't you, off the line? Either way, but yeah. Down, we'll see what they do here. And the official making the call again. They'll move. No, they decline it. Okay, there were 2 flags. I don't know, what was that? Was it? Anyway, 1st and goal to go the ball at the 10, or 2nd and 10. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Single back in the backfield. They go with Avey to the fade in the end zone. Touchdown! That's the timing pattern. Stevenmer threw it over. Avey went after it, and it's a 10-yard touchdown pass. Stevenmer to Avey. Ames is up 14-0 with 6:20 to go in the first half. They execute that play perfectly. You just throw it up there, and Avey turns on the burners and goes after it. The backfield. Dropping back, looking, same play to Avey. Interference. They throw the flag over there. As that time England said, I'll just grab a hold of him. Pass interference on the defense, and that'll move it. You know, the pros, they mark it up. This time they'll send 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right is Jake Hansen. Single back in the backfield for Stevermer. He's calling out the signals, drops back, hands it on. No, keeps it down the right side. He'll dive in for the touchdown. He didn't need to dive. He kind of drove in. Looked like he was going to have to dive, but he beat the man to the pylon. And it's 16-0. Little Cyclones with 6:20 to go in the first half. 14:30 KSI back at Little Cyclone Stadium. Dar Danielson, Jim Anfer. 16-0. Little Cyclones lead, and they kick off. And it's going to come to the short man. It bounces in front of him. Stevens picks it up at the 20, and he does a good job to pick up about 7 yards on that. And held on him, and he picked it up and kept on running. 1st and 10 at the 27 for the Black Raiders. There's a fake looking down the right sideline for the tight end, and it's over his head as he's covered out there. This time Crawford was all over him. Black Raiders of Sioux City East. They'll send Asen wide to the left, slot on the left side, 2 backs in the backfield. Cruz drops back, hands off to the tailback, the deep back, and he comes up across Rosenberry, and he get 2 or 3 yards on the carry. Against the Little Cyclones. They'll send 2 receivers wide to the left. High formation in the backfield, tight end on the right side. Dropping back, faking the handoff, rolling to his right, under pressure, and he throws it out there. Oh, and the tight end made a good job of coming back, or the receiver, but it was short, and Britt Jarvik couldn't get back to the ball. From Mike Burrell. Avey at his own 35. He moves back. Good high kick over. Avey will take it at the 20. Over to the right to the 25. Looking for a blocker. He comes up to around the 30-yard line. And Mike Raker out there did a smart thing. He was behind 2 of the Sioux City East players. He could have hit him in the back, but he laid off. And it will be motion. Yeah. So Ames will take over 1st and 10 on their own 30-yard line, leading 16-0 with 5 minutes exactly to go in the first half. Dar Danielson and Jim Anfer with you this evening. Split backs in the backfield, Terry and Loney, and there's a handoff to Terry, and he's still driving over the left side, across the 40, up to the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Little Cyclones. Nathan Terry running inside the tackles very hard tonight, and running right over there behind the most valuable offensive lineman, Cale Doyle. They come out now, same formation with Jake Hansen wide to the right. There's a quick slant attempt to Hansen, but it's knocked down at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10, the ball on the Little Cyclone 46-yard line. 4:27 to go. They come out with Avey wide to the right. Slot on the left side is Charter. Loading and Terry in the backfield. Dropping back and faking the handoff, rolling to his right. He's got Avey open at the 40. There's the catch. Comes back to the 39 and makes the play, and knocked out of bounds around the 41-yard line. Now they're going to mark it right about the 40. 1st and 10 for the Little Cyclones. Receiver to each side, Charter to the left, Avey to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. There's the handoff to Loney over the left side. He cuts it inside, bowls ahead to about the 36-yard line. The winner moves on to play Saturday. Slot to the left, Avey wide to the right. Loney and Terry in the backfield. There's the handoff to Terry over the right side. He breaks across the 25, down to the 20-yard line. And Ames just mixing it up back and forth, and Terry that time rumbles down to 1st and 10. The ball just shy of the Sioux City East 20. Avey wide to the right, slot on the left side. 2 backs in the backfield. There's a handoff to Loney, looking for room on the left side. Cale Doyle out front, cuts it up, and he's going to be pulled down, a pickup of about 3. We haven't kept time of possession, but Ames has got to have the advantage there, and this defense has been on the field a long time. Avey wide to the right. There's a pass out to Avey. And it's slapped away at the last second. A good defensive play. Again, though, a lot of hands going on against Avey. They need to get the ball down to just about the 10-yard line. There's a fake inside, rolling to his right, looking out there. He's got Pham Pheng, and he's going to be pulled down about the 15. He's going to be about 4 yards shy. And now the far official comes in and says something. I don't know what they're talking about, but ineligible man downfield. He didn't even throw the flag. Is that okay? Oh, Ames leading 16-0. 3rd and 13. The ball on the 24. Hansen wide to the right, the wide side of the field. Avey and Charter to the left, the short side of the field. Dropping straight back. Blitz is on. There's a pass out to Charter. It's picked off. Picked off on the far side. They'll return it to the 14-yard line. So the first turnover of the ball game. Minute 40 and counting here in the first half. Sioux City East will come out trailing 16-0 with the football. They'll send 3 receivers, trips to the left, and have a single back in the backfield. Cruz drops back, rolling to his right, looks for a screen on the right side, throws it out there. He has his man. He rolls up close, but he's going to stay in bounds on the far side. He'll pick up about 4 yards. Close to the... Back to action. There's a draw to Rosenberry. He's got a little room. He cuts it up to the 25 and is pulled down at the 30. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Sioux City East. That'll stop the clock with 1 minute and 2 to go in the first half. Ames leading 16-0, and Sioux City East comes up quickly to try to get another play going here as they'll roll the clock as soon as they get it set. There they go. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Dropping back is Cruz. Looking over the right side. He throws it deep, way over the head of his receiver. And there's going to be offensive interference, I think, as they pushed Matt Loney. We'll see what they call it. I don't know. No. Yep. It was about 10 yards over the head of both people, and the receiver for Sioux City East pushed down Loney, who was out there in coverage and was ahead of him, but East here with 52 seconds to go in the first half. Receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Dropping straight back is Cruz. Looking, throws it across the middle. Picked off by Avey at the 30. He's at the 20. Cuts it back. He's got blockers. He could go. He cuts it inside 5. And he's down at the 1-yard line. Yes. I think he's down at the 1. We'll see where they mark it. He dove for the pylon. And, yep, they're going to mark it about the 1-yard line. Dustin Avey, he made the big pick off against Ankeny to turn the ball game around, and he picks this one off here. 1st and goal to go at the 1-yard line. And Ames called timeout. They'll come out now. Two-back set, tight formation. The off-balance line looks like to the right side. Stevenmer under center, down the line, and in for the touchdown is Terry. Nathan Terry, I believe, had the ball, and he goes in 1 yard out with 35 seconds to go. In the first half, the Little Cyclones up 22-0 over Sioux City East. At halftime, we'll try to get you a score on that Dowling Newton game, because it worries me as they get into the playoffs as that extra point team. They've had a lot of success going for 2, yeah. Come out with Avey wide to the right. Looks like unbalanced again to the right. 2 backs in the backfield. Stevenmer drops straight back, looking for Avey, throws the fade to the corner. The man fell down. He's got it. No! What'd they say? He juggled it out of bounds? He must have dropped it. And next, congratulations to the Ames High cheerleaders. They finished in 2nd place in the state this past weekend after, I think, 5 straight first-place finishes. And Ames is ready to kick it off. Cole puts the foot to it. It's going to be taken by the short man at the 25. Looks for room across the 25 to 34-yard line, and we pulled down with 28 seconds to go. The Black Raiders of Sioux City East will take over, trailing 20. Let them run the ball because that will keep the clock moving. They're coming out in a tight formation. Now Sioux City East calls it.
Time out to put a knee down.
14:30 KSI, and East takes the timeout, comes out and decides they're going to go into halftime without any more damage. They down the ball, and the clock will run out, and the Little Cyclones will be up 22-0 here to lead at the halftime, and that was a little strange. You call a timeout, and then I guess they decided let's not risk a problem here.
Well, the reason they did call the timeout is one of their big linemen didn't come back onto the field. Instead, they've been out there.
They've tried tonight. His work. They'll send the captains out. It'll be Chad Curtis, Dustin Avey, Savon Cole. The captain's going out also. Chad Spencer for Little Cyclones, and they'll make a determination on what they'll do.
They let East get a breathing room and come back. They can make a ball game out of it. Because if you can score 3 touchdowns, maybe East is going to pick up in this half. But nope, the way the first half went, I don't think that's going to change.
No, and you got to think that East has to come out here strong and maybe stop Ames on the first drive of the third quarter and get some of that momentum swing back their way, because their defense and offense, well, the defense mainly been on the field a lot, and those big guys mainly going backward as Ames pushing them back. Here's the kick. No, it's onside, and looks like East will recover. East takes the football at the 41-yard line of Ames. 40-yard line of Ames. And Sioux City East will send a receiver wide to the right. And come out with, well, now they'll go back into the huddle. I think the Ames coach wanted an explanation as to what happened there. Oh, he's pointing to the clock. They're going to adjust. Well, as soon as you touch the ball on the kick, it takes, yeah, it starts. They have, Sean Rock is in the backfield now, and there's a handoff to the tailback, and he breaks across for a couple yards. Jonathan Bloom. He'll make it maybe 2. Bring up 2nd and 8 for Ames. They'll send a receiver, 2 receivers to the left. And then a slot to the left. Now make trips to the left now. 1 back in the backfield for Sioux City East. Dropping back, handing off up the middle on the draw is Rosenberry, I believe. And he gets down to the 35. Pick up a 3. Bring up a 3rd down and 5. 3rd and 5. The ball in the Ames high 35. Just underway here in the 3rd period. Ames leading 22-0. Sioux City East, though, got the ball on the onside kick. They come out in the I formation, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And dropping back, looking out to the right side, and now there's a late toss. It's going to go incomplete, but good play on the defensive left side for Little Cyclones as they jumped up. They were looking for that quick slant out there. No. You go home. It'll send Jervik and Asen wide to the left, 2 backs in the backfield. Sean Rock, the tight end, on the right side. Cruz pulls back early, fumble, and it's going to be motion as Cruz pulled out and saw that the ball wasn't coming with him. He was off on the snap count. And, yep, motion on the quarterback. That'll move it back, make it a 4th down and 10. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so they will. We'll see if they try to punt it or if they'll fake it. Sean Rock is the short man at the 45. High snap. No, it's a fake. And here's the pass. Knocked away. And intercepted by Avey. No. Wait. 1st and 10. on the 23. And down the line, there's a handoff to Loney, looking for room over the right side. He cuts it back, spins around, and up to across the 30 to the 31. A good move by Loney to spin it back inside. 2 at the 32. And everybody's off, and the ball isn't snapped, and it's going to be procedure against Ames. Yeah. Onside kick. They'll come with 2 receivers to the right. Avey wide to the left. It's Charter and Hanson to the right. There's a handoff up the middle, and plowing in there is Terry. And he isn't going to get much. Maybe mark it a couple of yards. Bring up 3rd down and 4, long 4, or long 5, make that. Same formation, single back in the backfield, dropping back, rolling to his right, throwing out to Hanson, and incomplete. Match Shimkus will come on to snap it. Gets a good snap. Here's a kick. Gets off, and a good high kick. Gonna drop. Oh, and he's hit immediately. And I don't know if he called for the fair catch, but a flag is down. I don't think he gave him enough room to catch the ball. Will be the call. He was hit immediately as he caught the ball. A couple yards, I think, is what he. Anglin took a hard smack. And now the officials are talking it over. No, they're going to take the flag in. Yep. Yeah. It's kind of a split-second thing, and he made the decision to catch it. And now it's 1st and 10 for Sioux City East. Single back in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right for Cruz. Drops back, throws it out there to the inside receiver, cuts up the field, the 1st down for East. Almost 1,000 yards, so he's thrown the ball quite a bit this year. Same formation, 3 receivers to the right, single back in the backfield, 1st and 10. There's a handoff up the middle. Cruz, or Rosenberry rather, hands off. Cruz hands off to Rosenberry, and he picks up about 6 for the Black Raiders. They come out with the trips to the left side this time. Rosenberry, the single back in the backfield. Cruz drops straight back, looks over out to his right for the tight end. It's Shonrock. He's got it over there, and he's up the right side for a 1st down. So they send the trips to the left and go to the right for the tight end. 1st and 10 at the 26, 7:23 to go. Ames leading 22-0, but Sioux City East trying to mount a drive. I formation. Receiver comes in motion, right to left. Dropping back, rolling, looking out there. He eludes the rush, throwing it deep. He's got Jervik, and it's just over his outstretched hands. Loney in coverage, and that would have had him been thrown perfectly to get it over the defender. Breeze looks like out here right now a little bit, as you can see some of the smoke blowing off the top of the press box. Single back in the backfield, Rosenberry. Cruz drops back, fakes the handoff, looks over to his left. He's going to the end zone, and it's through the hands of Asen in the end zone. And he would have had to pull it in and do a tightrope at the very back of the end zone, but it goes right through his hands. But brings up a 3rd and 10, the ball at the 26. The clock stops, 7:03 to go in the 3rd. Trips to the left side for Sioux City East, single back in the backfield. Dropping back as Cruz, looking to his left, hits the inside man, throws a little behind him. That time looking for Jervik on that inside cut. And it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Black Raiders. Sean Rock will go over to the tight end on the right. They have the 2 backs now in the backfield. And Jervik split wide to the left for Cruz. Cruz under center. Drops back, looks out across to Shonrock, hits the tight end, and he's pulled down short of the 1st down. Avey was one of them in there, and I think Loney helped him out, and it's going to go over on downs to the Little Cyclones. I think he got about 8 yards on the play, and he needed 10, 19-yard line. They come out with 2 backs in the backfield. Avey wide to the left. Stevermer under center. Down the line, hands off to Loney, and he'll get maybe a yard over the left side. Not well, Torrey Fompeng is in there for Charter right now at the slot on the right side, and they give a handoff to Loney. He cuts it back inside to the 25, now back outside to the 30, across the 35, and he's tackled out of bounds. That was close to being a hit. Need to get up to the 48. Avey wide to the right, two receivers to the left, single back in the backfield for the Little Cyclones is Terry. There's a handoff to Terry, plows through the line up to the 45 and across to about the 46. And did a lot of that on his own after he got hit. Looks down. They send Avey wide to the right. Loney is in there with Terry in the backfield. The slot to the left is Charter. Stevermer drops back, hands off to Loney, breaks it outside and is pulled down from behind as he tried to go outside, but a good tackle in there by Corey Losfold. Yeah, the huddle. They'll send Charter and Hanson wide to the left. Fompeng is a single back in the backfield. Avey wide to the right. Burrow, the tight end, on the left side. Stevermer under center. Drops straight back, looking out for Avey. He now pulls it down, decides to run, cuts it up, and he's across the 45 to the 50. Breaks over to the left side and to the 48-yard line. And yes, and he kept the lineman off balance because he kept pumping like he might throw to Avey and then pulled it back down and spun around. And the chop blocks and those kind of things. 1st and 10, the ball in Black Raider territory at the 49. Slot to the left, Avey wide to the right, two backs in the backfield. Stevermer rolls to his right, looking downfield. He's got Avey, and Avey dives at the sideline and makes the catch up at the 41. Be close to a first down depending on how they mark it there. And looks like he may have enough. The Little Cyclones in front of us can't see it.
I think it's short there.
Just short, about a football length short. Ames, and that's been as far as they've gotten tonight on offense. Charter slot on the right, Avey wide to the left. Loney and Terry in the backfield. There's the handoff to Terry over the left side, and he's going to get stacked up very close to the first down. And looks like where they spotted, he might have it. And Fompeng comes back in. He'll go to the slot and line up just outside of Jamie Burrow on the right side. Avey to the left. And Stevermer under center. And there's a handoff. Loney breaks inside to the 35, down to the 30, cuts it up, bowls over the defender, down to the 27-yard line.
You can just see him. Just imagine what he was thinking. Look outside.
Period and counting as the Little Cyclones driving 1st and 10, ball on the 27 of the Black Raiders. Slot to the right is Charter, wide to the left is Avey. Loney and Terry looking downfield. Burrow right across the middle down to the 10 and dives ahead to the 8-yard line. Should be 1st and goal for the Little Cyclones as they hit Burrow just straight down the field and hit him in the middle of the field. At the 8-yard line for the Little Cyclones. They'll come out with two receivers to the right, Charter and Jake Hansen. Avey wide to the left. It's Loney, the single back in the backfield. Tight end on the right, and there's a handoff to Loney over the right side, down to the 5. Dives ahead to about the 3-yard line. He'll pick up about 5 on the carry. 2-0. They send same formation, Charter and Hansen wide to the right, Avey to the left, Loney the back in the backfield, Burrow the tight end on the right side, dropping straight back. Same play to Avey into the end zone. Touchdown, Little Cyclones. They throw it right to the corner, and Scott Stevermer goes over and says, works every time. That's a 4-yard touchdown pass, Stevermer to Avey, and it's 28-0. Little Cyclones leading here. The way it goes, we would travel either way to Dowling or Newton. They'll come out and go for 2 here. Avey wide to the right, unbalanced line to the right. Stevermer rolling, looking, throws in the end zone, and is slapped away. Incomplete. And Ames leads 28-0. We'll be back with the kickoff after this. You're listening to Little Cyclone Football on 1430. Dowling leads Newton 20-19 in the 4th quarter. Dowling by a point over Newton, 20-19 in the 4th quarter. Here's a kick down the middle, be taken at the 15-yard line and up the middle and pulled down out at the 33. And I'm not so sure his knee didn't go down, Jim, when he caught that ball. They'll send 3 receivers to the left. Shonrock, one of them, the big tight end, comes out in the middle between the 2 receivers of the trips. One back in the backfield. They throw it out there on the screen to Jervik, and he's going to be hit behind the line, slips the tackle up to the 35 to the 40, cuts it back inside and spins around up to the 47-yard line. Great play by Jervik that time to break free. And if Newton wins, it'll be a revenge as Newton beat Ames. Pitch back to the tailback, and he cuts inside and picks up a couple before he's pulled down there. And was that Hamilton?
Yeah, Drew Hamilton was there. He was down on his knees, and Drew Hamilton looked up and he was
49. They send Shonrock wide to the left, 2 receivers to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. Cruz under center, and drops back, looks out to her right, hits a tight end slanting across, or the receiver slanting across, and that's Jervik, I believe, isn't it? Yeah, he's got a first down. The thing is, the clock rolls down here, they aren't going to get another playoff. 28-0. We'll be back with the final period. After this, you're listening to Little Cyclone Football on 1430 KSI.
First and 10 for the Black Raiders. Start fourth quarter at the 41-yard line.
.1430 KSI, first and 10. Here's a deep pass down the sideline. Jervik and Hansen intercepts it. Hansen intercepts it down at the 4-yard line. Beautiful defensive play by Jake Hansen. From moving on to the semifinal round of the Class 4A football playoffs, leading 28-0. Dustin Avey comes out, and there's a handoff up the middle, breaking across the 10 out to the 11 is Nathan Terry, I believe. Yep. Came back in the shadow of their own end zone, and they punch it out right away. Get a little breather out, and the slot to the left, tight formation now. And down the line, Charter keeps it, and he'll cut it up, and he's going to be a little short, maybe, of the first down. First down by half a football, looks like, for the Little Cyclones. 10:43 to go in the ball game, leading 28-0, and that just keeps the clock rolling. For the Little Cyclones was Joe Simons, yeah, trying to find the number there. And there's a handoff to Loney over the right side, struggles and dives ahead, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Be good to get back to the line of scrimmage. Second, yeah, well, they're going to give him that yard. 2nd and 9, tight formation again, and Stevenmer is going to keep it. He breaks free up to the 25-30 and up to the 34-yard line. And Sioux City East playing in tight. Stevenmer found the seam, and there's a guy, too, that's slippery. When he gets in those seams, he gets through there. 28-0. Dar Danielson and Jim Amfer with you on 1430 KSI. They'll come out with Terry and Loney, split backs in the backfield. 2 receivers, 1 to each side for the Little Cyclones. Stevenmer under center, and they'll keep it on the ground, hand it off to Terry, and he plows up for about a yard. And will come out, Avey will come in, and also Dan Johnson was in there on that play. He comes out, and Charter comes back in. 2nd down and 8, the ball at the 35-yard line of the Little Cyclones, leading here 28-0. Stevenmer under center, hands it off, no, keeps it, looks downfield, rolls up to the 40, across to the 44, and he's close to a first down. Looks like he might have it. Yep. Half minutes to a semifinal berth in the state playoffs. 2 receivers to the right, single back in the backfield, 1 to the left. Avey jumps offside, and there's going to be motion against Dustin Avey. And
Well, Avey needs to do that. He's so slow.
yeah, yeah, he has to. They send Hansen and Charter to their right, Avey to the left, and Pham Pheng in the backfield for the Little Cyclones. There's a handoff to Pham Pheng up the gut, and he'll pick up a yard across, just across the 40. Up. And now there's a mix-up in the personnel in there, and Stevenmer calls a timeout. We'll take a 1-minute break. You're listening to Little Cyclone Football.
Second down and
14:30 KSI back to action. They hand off to Loney, looking for room over the right side. He cuts it up, and he turns what could have been a 5-yard loss into about a 6-yard gain.
Ellinger on the tackle.
They send Avey wide to the left. The slot on the right side is Charter. Stevenmer looks for that single coverage, throws it out there. Avey comes back to it. Oh! He can't make the catch. The ball was caught over Anglin. And he had Anglin around the head and had the ball behind his helmet, and he couldn't pull it in. That would have been a fantastic catch had he pulled that in, but of course he would have had to take the helmet probably right off of Anglin out there. Newton now leading Dowling 25-20 in the fourth period. Here's a low snap on the hop, and Raker jumps on it, and it's going to be picked up around the 36-yard line. The Black Raiders will take over. For first and 10, the ball at the 36. Two receivers to the right, two backs in the backfield. We're Cruz in motion across the formation is Rosenberry. Pitch back to the deep back and looking for room, and he's strung out, and he's going to dive ahead and get a couple. Under 6 minutes to play, 5:52 and counting. Ames leading 28-0. Two receivers to the right, two backs in the backfield. Rosenberry and Grant looking for the inside. Jervik, he hits him, and he's pulled down quickly there by Chad Curtis, I believe. They don't have a whole lot of time to waste. They send two receivers to the right, Asen wide to the left. It's Jervik and Cosson to the right. Rosenberry and Grant in the backfield, dropping straight back, looking, he rolls up under pressure, rolls out of it. Hoiberg chasing him down, and now he rolls over to the left side, and Cruz will get up and knocked out of bounds on the far side. Two receivers to the right side for the Black Raiders, tight end on the left. Split backs now in the backfield. Cruz sends it back in motion. It's Rosenberry down the line, pitch back to Grant over the left side. He's up for the first down. It'll be, did he fumble it? Yep, and Ames has it on the far side. Ames has it, and it's Avey. Avey comes up with a fumble, so the turnover again kills a drive by their Black Raiders. The clock rolling, under 5 minutes now. 28-0 Little Cyclones in a tight formation. There's the handoff inside to Terry up the gut. And now coming up on 4 minutes to play in the ball game. Little Cyclones will move on into the semifinals. They send a receiver to each side, tight formation in the backfield. Down the line in the handoff, up the middle goes Pham Feng, and he's out for the first down, just shy of the 25-yard line. Good hard running by Torrey that time inside. And Jake Hansen out wide to the left side, and Charter in the slot on the right. Two backs in the backfield for the Little Cyclones. And there's a fumble. It's picked up, and the Sioux City East player is going to run it in for the touchdown. Looks like touchdown by Corey Losfeld. The safety came in, picked it right off the ground, and Sioux City East is on the board here. There goes the shutout. Sioux City East will now try the kick here. Jervik will come out, and Cruz will hold. 3:27 to go. It's 28-6. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and the kick is good. It's 28-7. 3:27, and you can bet we probably see that onside kick with Shimkus as they try to avoid the onside kick. And he just has to kick it across the 50, then it's anybody's ball. And Jervik will tee it up. Tees it up straight up on the tee. Well, it isn't Jervik, that is Shabonis, yeah, Shabonis. 61, not 81. Here's the kick. It's a bouncer. It's not going to go far enough, and it's going to stop short of the 50, so it didn't go 9 yards. They needed it to go 10. And Ames will take over in Black Raider territory. 1st and 10. Yeah, it was Shabonis, not Jervik, as I said earlier on the extra point. Shabonis kicks it. Ames comes out, receiver to the left, dropping back, handoff inside, and spinning around and driving up to the 40-yard line is Terry. Or Pham Pheng, yeah, I think so. 3:14. Lucas Deerdorf wide to the right side, Charter wide to the left, 2 backs in the backfield. There's a handoff to Pham Pheng over the left side, breaks up to the 30-yard line. It'll be another first down for the Little Cyclones. And Sioux City East really tired at this point in the ball game. FM KCCQs will split the stations as Iowa State will take on Kansas State and will split up there. Tight formation to the left and down the line, and a handoff to Pham Pheng. He's still driving. Or no, that was Stevenmer kept it, I guess. And decides to get a few more yards himself. On KCCQ, yeah. Yeah, I messed that up. Yeah, you're right. We'll be on KCCQ with the high school game. And there's a handoff up the middle. Yeah, thanks for correcting me on that. And splitting wide to the left is Adam Wagner for Little Cyclones. There's a handoff inside. And Pham Pheng will get knocked around and maybe lose some yardage, but it doesn't matter as the clock continues to go. And now the Black Raiders will call a timeout. We'll take a 1-minute break and come. I said that. I know. 14:30 KSI back at Little Cyclone Stadium. 54 seconds to go. Ames comes out in a tight formation on 4th down. There's a handoff to Pham Pheng. He'll go up the middle. And they'll turn the ball over on downs. It was 4th and 9. He picked up about 3 on that. And still some other subs in there. We'll get the names out for you here if we can. Ryan Tesdall is out there. And the clock will roll. The Black Raiders will take over 1st and 10 on the 26. Cruz under center. Pitch is deep. There's a reverse pass going down the field deep. And it's picked off. Good defense back there by Ryan Tesdall. He stayed with that play and he almost picked it off.
Good play by Ryan.
And he was, the East player had the height on him, Paul Cawson out there. But a good defensive play, 32 seconds to go.
Tesdall and Quinn Bell are deep.
3 receivers to the right. Cruz throws it inside, and it's off the hands there of Jervik. Man. 3 receivers to the right for Cruz. Drops back, throws it out to Jervik. He's going to run it up the field, cuts it up across the 35 to the 37. He stays in bounds, but they're going to stop the clock. With the first down, it'll be 19 seconds left to play. They'll come up with 1st and 10 at the 38. 19 seconds to play. Sioux City East pitches back on the reverse pass once again, looking downfield, pressure in the backfield, throws it out, and it's off the hands of the receiver out there, Chad Grant. That took 7 seconds, so there's 12 seconds left in the ball game. Cyclones. He's the most valuable non-starter for the Little Cyclones. Dropping back is Cruz, looks downfield, now pulls it up, now throws. He hits the man out there, the tight end, and Shonrock is pulled down, and that's one of the best tackles I've seen against him tonight. 4 seconds to go here, and the Little Cyclones can sense it now on the sideline. One more play. Yeah. We'll keep it right here. Ames will move on. Getting ready to rush out there with the Little Cyclone players when this 4 seconds ticks off the clock. Ames will go to 9-2 on the season. Sioux City East will end their season at 7-4. But I wouldn't have predicted this, Jim, to start the season. I don't know, a lot of people would have. We predicted a good season as it went along, but this team has really done an outstanding job.
Corey Meyer is one of the deep backs over there at the covering. Sioux City's got 2 or 3 on the right.
2 to each side here. And 4 seconds to go. This should be the final play. Cruz drops back under pressure, throws it to the end zone deep. And there's a catch, and he's going to be in for the touchdown with no time on the clock. And 39 yards. Yep. 39-yard touchdown pass from Cruz to, I didn't see who caught it over there. Was that, I think it was 86, yeah. Asen. With no time on the clock, Sioux City puts up another touchdown, making it 28-13. And that's the ball winners. They move on Saturday to face the winner of the Dowling-Newton ball game. The final here, 28-13, as the Little Cyclones and the fans come out, and they should not be out there on the field, but they are. And we'll take a timeout, 2-minute timeout, and come back and wrap up the scoring in this ball game.
Please stay off the goalposts, for someone's injured.